Is this church or a Sidney Poitier concert?
Let's do it again. Come on, Staple family. I need somebody to step with me on my boat. You gotta know how to spin and dip. Huh? Come on, just say, let's do it again. Come on, you gotta tell somebody. Come on. Look at my audience, they like.
But let's talk about it here at All Things Theology. Cue my theme music.
All things theology, we chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God, hallowed be, cause this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host, K-Dub. Today, you know we gotta talk about John Hannah, or as some of you like to call him, Mr.
Yes, Queen, slay!
Or as a new effect we got, you know how it is.
Don't play me like I'm a cheeseburger, cause I'm a Big Mac. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and I ain't just no regular bun either. Sesame seed
Mr. Sesame Seed or Honey Bun. But let's get into this clip. We're going to actually start with the intro. I'm going to let you guys know what passage he's reading. I'll let him introduce the text, and then we'll play some other clips, make commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get into it.
You don't have to play any games. Just know the word. The Bible says, he saw at the water's edge 2 boats that were left there by the fishermen who were doing what? Washing their nets, which means it is over. It is time to go home. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon. This is the part of Jesus that scared me. How you just gonna get in somebody's boat? They didn't invite you in. You just gonna take over something. Jesus is a G. Look at him. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him, here you go again. He's really demanding. And asked him to put out just a little from the shore. Here he is again. Then he sat down. Bruh, hold up. First you get in my boat, then you tell me push out a little. Now you just gonna sit down and talk to people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, here you go again. He said to Simon, put out into the deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Wow. Simon asked it, Master, that was key. We've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything, but because you say so, I'll let down the nets. When they had done so, they caught a large number of fish that their nets began to break. Wow. Bro, you better come get some of this. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both boats so full they began to sink. My God. Come on, look at James, tell him, you got this. You got everything you need for your big catch.
Now, if you think the passage is going to have anything to do with his sermon, you would be correct, right? We're going to be saying this a lot.
No.
What is it about this passage, about the nets, that pastors can't preach? We're going to hear him preach it, right? We heard Reginald Sharp Jr. preach it. We heard Keon Henderson preach it. And in each of the sermons, there's a bunch of perspectivalism, a bunch of just twisting the text. And it has nothing to do with just the historical reality. And then, again, we're going to get into it here, but this has been like everybody's been preaching the same text and it's been terrible. But you're going to be asking yourself a lot, what passage are we in? Let's go to the next clip. Talk about it.
How would you think he's honestly feeling? Question, how do you feel when you've done everything you're supposed to do, but you're not getting what you need? Come on, talk to me. How do you feel when you've done everything you're supposed to do, but you're not getting what you expect? How do you feel when you did everything you're supposed to do, marrying the person who you married, but I'm not getting? Y'all ain't got to say nothing to me. How do you feel when you got the degree, you went to school, you studied, you graduated with honors, but now I know it's some jobs out here, but I'm not getting the job I need to take care of my family? How do you feel when now I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, but I don't feel like I'm getting the blessings that I'm supposed to get, and I'm living a sacrificial lifestyle? Everybody else drinking, smoking, and sleeping. I ain't doing none of that.
What passage are we in, sir?
Can we talk for a minute? The Bible says.
What you're going to see is them catching fish with their nets is going to you're going to replace that with something in your life that you have. Again, I have my PhD in foolishness. So you have something in your life. You have the answer that you need, and it's already inside of you. You need to kind of see this is woefully going to be unbiblical. But again, let's get into our next passage so you can kind of see this message develop.
And you showed me that you were willing to do something when you let me in the boat. You let me sit down, you let me teach, you let me finish. Stay in that vein and take what you've already given me, but just go a little deeper. The only other thing that you control is this net. So I'm gonna need you, what am I telling you? Release your control. Release what you control. Release what you control. You don't control the water. You don't control the fish. You don't control them, but you control how you think. You control how you respond. You control your temperature. You control I'm gonna need you to control your attitude. You control the words that come out of your mouth. You lying, you did not black out and cuss them out. I need you. I need you.
Jackie Chan, what passage are we in? I mean, okay, it's not that he's saying something that's extremely bad. It just has nothing to do with the passage. Again, it will get bad. Don't worry. It always gets worse. I always, I'll let you guys know. Oh, by the way, you're going to want to preheat that oven too. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, let's keep going.
I need you. You control if you're going to come to church. You control if you're just going to sit here. You even control if you're going to clap your hands. You even control if you're going to open your mouth. You control if you're going to cross your leg. You control if you're going to stand up and give him glory. I'm saying, I'm not asking you to do what you haven't already done. I'm just asking you to.
What are we talking about here? Anybody know?
Drop your net.
So them dropping their net is going to be some parallel command for you to drop your net. Some of you still may be confused, but again, this section right here may clarify some things for you. But I must make you aware what you're about to see is going to be strange. Let's get into it.
Drop your net. Now I want your attention. Because some of y'all obedient, but he says in verse 5, last part, but because you say so, I will let down my net. Really? Question, what kind of net are you willing to let down?
My goodness. Where does it talk about the size of the net? I mean, they just let go a net for fishing. And so what you're about to hear is going to be some just ridiculous. Well, if you want a big catch, you have to have a big net. That's not what the passage is about. Again, if actually you actually see the omniscience of God, Jesus, right? Knowing about his own creation, how to catch fish, right? I mean, but watch what we're about to hear here. It's going to be utterly ridiculous. Let's keep going.
I just need a fish. Are you telling me when you started out, you didn't start out with this size net? But your frustration, your tiredness, and your disappointment has diminished your faith. God dog it, we out here now. We out here now. Somebody say, well, now.
So now, okay, we go from the, what is this? The fish tank net to now we're moving out into some, maybe it's a lake, maybe after you caught something on the line. Now you're moving to it's a bigger net. But bigger net means what? Bigger catch. You're gonna type that. Bigger net, bigger catch. Hope you're gonna see the correlation. You can see where this is moving to. It's a slow train wreck, but we will get there eventually.
See, this is a net for a day. This is a net for a couple of days. I just need to pay my light bill and my gas bill. I just need to pay my rent. I just need to make sure that I get out of the hole that I'm in. I just need to eat for a couple of days. I'm going to be all right. Then some of y'all, you got the net that'll give you a month's supply.
So again, we moved from the little net to the medium-sized net to the big net. And this big net is going to take care of us for some time. Again, you're going to be asking yourself quite a bit, what does any of this have to do with the actual passage? It wasn't the size of the nets. Jesus was, hey, the problem is y'all got little nets. Was that Jesus' point? No, absolutely not.
I'm tired of the church.
And I'm trying to figure out, this is why you got to be careful who's on your boat with you. I don't sit next to everybody when I come to church, because my net, I need somebody. See,
hold on. First of all, the problem wasn't in the people they were fishing with. So, but he takes that as a passage. Well, the problem is who you're sitting with. I don't sit with everybody. You don't. So, oh, sir, why are there people in church you wouldn't sit with or sit by? So if somebody comes sit next to you, you moving because the size of a net too small. They on the wrong boat. This is wild.
See, you can control this. You can control this. You can eat, but if you want a big catch, you got to be next to somebody who willing to get the other end of the net.
So the problem is, those other nets you could use by yourself. But the big net, you need help. So this is so bad. Come on, what?
How dare you?
This is why I tell you, be careful who you sit next to. You need somebody that can hold the other end and say, we're about to get this. Come on, you got this. Those of you that are ready for something big to happen, I need you to make sure you're sitting next to somebody who's expecting a miracle. Let your praise reflect your net. Let your praise reflect your net. Let your praise reflect your net.
So let your praise reflect your net. So if you have a little net, all that is needed is a little praise to God. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Even if you wanted to use this point, God deserves all the praise, no matter what circumstance in our life. Yeah, none of this is making any sense.
A little praise is a little net. A medium-sized praise is a medium. But if you are expecting something huge, lift your hands and open your...
I like when they say something big is going to happen, because it's meant to keep you in expectancy about something, but you don't know what. They can never tell you what the what is. And then when they do get specific, it's always bad. But watch this.
Can I get your attention? Obedience is a verb. It's an action, which means you gonna have to do something.
Gotta do something.
It's
Hold on. Y'all know what that something is, right?
You gotta give.
Something,
You got to
give something. Don't sing it with me, y'all. Gotta give something. Yeah. You gotta give something.
He's
Yeah.
been too good to you.
You gotta give. You gotta obey. If you want the big catch, you got to obey God to get this big catch. You already know where it's going. My goodness. It's as obvious as, David Taylor's toupee, right?
Not a miracle until you do your part. Which means you have to get over your frustration, you have to get over your tiredness, you have to get over your disappointment. You don't know what you're gonna catch until you cast your net. Jesus only said, watch me, this is key. Jesus only said, let down your net for a catch. He didn't say expect big. I'm telling you it's gonna be. No. I'm not gonna even go into describing what all you gonna get. I just want to see if you willing to do. Oh yeah, you gotta do your part. Have you literally applied for it? Have you literally sent a resume in? Have you literally gone to the open house? You say, I'm gonna get me a house. Boo, you haven't even gone to an open house. You have not even made sure. You have not even gone to get pre-qualified. Well, why haven't you gone? Because I know my credits. Shut your face. Shut your face.
So something about this scenario is representing applying for a job, checking, for getting you a house, going to an open house. Even though your credit score is bad, don't worry about it. God is going to give you a catch. You see how this is just nonsense? Now, unfortunately, there will be someone defending this saying, hey, yeah, it makes sense to me. Yes, because you don't read your Bible. And this is what we say to you.
Jingle bells, I'm not going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if you thought that was just weird, this is going to get cringe and strange. I'm just going to play it and let you guys watch because you're going to be like, where are we at? Are we in church? I'll make commentary at the end. Let's listen.
Just let me get over your frustration, get over your disappointment, get over your time, and you got to be vulnerable again. Just do it again. Just do it again. Let's do it again. Come on, Staple family. I need somebody to step with me on my boat because we about to catch enough fish that all our bills are going to be paid for the rest of our life. I'll never be poor another day in my life. As a matter of fact, I'm about to open up me a J&J. Shut up. You better find somebody that's excited about your future. Y'all know I'm from the west side, right?
The boy from the south side.
You gotta know how to spin and dip. Huh?
No, he didn't.
Come on, tell say, let's do it again.
Yes, baby, dip.
Come on, y'all gotta tell somebody. Come on. Release your resume again. Let's do it again. I need you to apply for it one more time. Come on, tell somebody, say, let's do it again. I need you to believe that God's gonna fill your business, your church, your ministry. Come on, tell them, let's do it again. I need you to believe that all of your bills are gonna be paid, that your lack days are over. I need you to believe that He's about to exceed your expectation. You got this. Come on, look at somebody and tell them, come on, bro, let's do it.
Something wrong with that boy.
I want y'all to know I got an urban ministry. Look at my audience.
Look at the lady. Look at the lady.
Let's do it again.
Let's nod and say we did. Oh my goodness.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
How dare you?
What is literally happening? I mean, did they just get taken out of the church and been brought into a R&B concert? Because what you might be asking yourself, what does that have to do with the passage? Great question. Great question. And I was still waiting to find out what "let's do it again" and all this. Well, I guess "let's do it again" means cast your net out again, right? This is so bad. Like, how do people go here and say, "Man, that brother was preaching this week"? That was nonsense. Utter nonsense. But we got one more clip, and we're gonna let's do it again on this one. But again, as I said, you know where it's leading you to. Now it's time for him to say it. I hope you have your oven nicely heated. It's about time to take the bread out.
Look at me. I'll never forget when the Lord told me, I need you to begin to tithe where you want to go, not where you are. And I began to cast my net. The Bible says he give a seed to the soul. Even your finances, you got to release it.
So notice, casting the net is going to be synonymous with tithing. So apparently when they were out in the boat, that's what they were doing. They were tithing, and next thing you know, the increase came in. Well, listen, going to be more clear. So notice, you have to tithe where you want to go. So if you want to go far, you have to tithe far. You're seeing now the net sermon becoming more clear what it's about.
In order to get what's next for you. I have learned to be faithful and consistent in my tithing. And at one point I was walking around with that small net. And then he began to ask me, trust me, grab a bigger net.
Notice, small net means small tithing. So you can't go far if you're tithing small, or you're very limited. So God told him to get a bigger net, meaning to tithe more. You see how manipulative this is becoming?
And I began to tithe. Was it hard? It was very difficult at first to be vulnerable and to trust God. But when I begin to trust him, I need you to hear me loud and clear. I was tithing. This was me. This is what he told me to do. And I have to smile because he told me in the last 6 months of the year, I'm going to need you to take your tithing up again, a couple of $1,000s. Cast your net. I was literally tithing $5,000 a month like I was making 50 grand. Look at me. I wasn't making that kind of money. I wasn't. But my faith was telling me that a big catch was on the way.
No.
So God was telling him to tithe $5,000, and it sounds like it's saying a month. And I think he's saying God told him to go up 1,000 more for the last 6 months of this year. So God said you need to increase your net, aka you need to tithe more. But we're going to see what this is going to actually be, how he's going to use this to the audience. Just watch.
For some of y'all, you got to be number one, you got to be consistent. Consistent in your tithing, consistent in your giving. I want you to sow a catch seed today.
A catch seed.
It's either 24, 48, 72, or 96. It's 24, 48, 72, or 96. You decide which one you gonna cast.
So you can do a catch seed, 24, 48, 72, or 96. Now again, he's already told these people about the net size. So what's the small net? Well, $24. And what's the big net he brought out there that he's already manipulated their minds to think, well, if I really want God to bring me far, I'll tithe a big net seed, right, of $96. So you actually see where this. Come on, we'll unleash the bread. Come on.
I got bread in my pocket. Bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket. I got bread in my pocket.
Yeah, so I mean, you see how this sermon has been manipulated to get what he really wants to preach, and that's tithing. Terrible. This passage has nothing to do with tithing, not at all. But let's hear more about these little nets and big nets.
But casting nothing should not be an option.
Oh, you got to have a net.
Those of you that are online, that watch us before you go to your church,
Even online. Even if you're online.
I'm glad that you trust me to give you an appetizer before you go eat the main course.
Some honey buns.
You can get the QR code off the screen. You can text and give. If you're in the building, you want to write a check, you can make it out to NLCSE. If you want to mail it in, you can get our address, whatever you want to do. But is it 24? Is it 48? Is it 72? Or is it 96? This is my catch seed.
Now, there's only one right option according to his sermon. Remember the little sermon, that's nothing. That's not big faith. There's only one right answer according to his sermon. Now, he's saying you can give whatever you want. Now, he'll take whatever you give. But there's only one right answer according to his sermon.
Come on here. We grown. We still carry checkbooks. This younger generation, all they got is debit cards. Trust me, I got my checkbook too. Come on. We grown up in here. But everyone get a seed. Well, what if I don't have the 24? Then you sow whatever you have.
So if that 24 is the little net, I mean, my goodness, it's a shoestring for that other. Again, it's unfortunate that this was the topic of the sermon. I mean, this is a great sermon to preach how Christ, shows provision, but to make the nets something about tithing and how if you want to go somewhere, you want all your bills paid, you'll never be poor again, as he said when he was doing the let's do it again dance. It's just totally abysmal and uncalled for. John Hannah is a man who cannot preach, and every sermon I've heard of him has been about something to do with you're going to be rich. But again, you're going to be rich on the basis in this sermon of casting your nets, tithing. Avoid John Hannah like the plague. Till the next time, grace and peace. Oh, grace and peace. Thank you for watching another episode of All Things Theology. If you enjoyed what you heard today, go on and give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly lives, videos, interactions, exposing false teachers, sharing with you, the viewer, my theological beliefs, things about the culture, and the Bible. So if you're here for that, come on and join us. Also, if you would like to support this channel financially, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. Links are in the description below. You can see content before it drops. You can also have Q&A sessions with also other Patreon members, YouTube members as well. So if you would like that, hit the description link in below.